NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. We're here at the par 4 first, and Frank, what's the best play?
Off the championship tee, it's going to take a big drive to carry that bunker, so you're going to have to be a little right of it or perhaps short. But just over 400 yards, a rather modest length par 4, and certainly a great chance to get off with a birdie.
Excellent opening tee shot. That ball right in the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green. And a chance for birdie here in the first hole.
It's at sneaky distance.
That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
In for par. Now to the second hole, and Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
A new tee has been added, lengthening this hole 30+ yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little pot bunker, and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, and the hole just being softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot. I mean, easy birdie.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive, you can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. Got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of 1 bunker to that right side. Used to be 2.
Holy drive. Just tattooed that. Set for his next shot, and a good position in the fairway. Frank, even at major championships, a good crowd on a single day might be 25 to 30,000. Consider this for just a moment. At the TPC Scottsdale in 2013, round number 3 on Saturday, almost 180,000 fans jammed into that ballpark.
It's hard to imagine that's twice the gate of the Super Bowl on a golf course. Now, obviously, some of it's hidden because of the size of the acreage. But golf just doesn't get that type of crowds anywhere else in the world. But it works at TPC Scottsdale. They have a crowd that keeps going back. They have the Bird's Nest, for example, that goes to the parties that ring around it. It's an atmosphere that golf never gets anywhere else. But it really works here. The players feel it too. They breathe it. And this is 1 week of the year. Just 1 week where they do feel like superstars.
It's a mix of soft spikes and stiletto heels. There's nothing quite like the TPC Scottsdale. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 4th?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
Good, clean contact. Nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Putt for par. Needs one. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 fifth.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1, and it's in the perfect position to make you think about your tee shot. Really, you have to be left of that. The new tee's added a little bit of yardage to it. The green still looks the same as what it once was. Tilts slightly from left to right. But you can see why a draw is the preferred shot at TPC Scottsdale.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. Now to the par 4 sixth. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point. So the strategy, do you have the length to get past them? Or if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot. Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Good putt. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 300.
John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Safely on deck.
Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. And he's set now over the putt. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Workman-like hole. He walks away with a par. Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, this really is kind of a good lesson. You and I had said earlier that it looked gloomy, but you dig in, you keep fighting, and something good happens.
You have to credit his composure.
Early part of his back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Still a snack, though. It's a cruel game.
It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Did the job right there. Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway, then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the barrel outside, and your problems are just starting.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back nine here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left, sort of it catches your eye, but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. Got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
There you go. And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He'll take par and move on. Par 5 13, Frank, what kind of scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get on a par 5, obviously birdies and eagles come to mind. 13's been changed a little bit over the years. The split fairway's gone, now it's just one fairway. Water in play, bunker on the left side, they certainly define this fairway. And they've toughened up the front and left side of this par 5 green. The longer hitter, the high ball hitter, still you get a reward at 13. Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Yeah, this is gone.
That one's running so hot. On the green in regulation. Shouldn't be a problem here. Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Par attempt here. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway, actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. The second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Second shot, good look at the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. That hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Nothing wrong with that par putt. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on crushed carpet.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. Good putt. Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. Chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in.
Dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it also, it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board if you look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic.
So it is long and long. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
Great start.
Now to the second hole. And Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
A new tee has been added, lengthening this hole 30-plus yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little top bunker and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, and the hole just being softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is looking really good. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Chance for back-to-back.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes, 2 birdies. Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive, you can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. Got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of 1 bunker to that right side. Used to be 2.
Frank, he appears to be in control of his game in the early going.
I like what I'm seeing out there, doing all the basic things at a very, very high level, getting the ball in play. That helps set up the next shot. Next shot gets on the green. That's how it sets up the birdie putt. It's one thing leading to another. Extra. Long, just met longer.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up too. You could hit anything from there.
Well, this is though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough. Missing it off the tee here. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
You can't leave an eagle putt short.
Now listen, anytime I left it short, I didn't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you left it short.
All right, I won't say anything. Trying to make yet another birdie. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. It bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
Frank, this is the way you draw it up. This is how the game's supposed to be played.
Yeah, so far, everything going according to plan.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good strike right there. Right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So a tester from 4 feet. Frank, a par here, that's just fine. Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 fifth.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1. And it's in the perfect position to make you think about your tee shot. Really, you have to be left of that. The new tee's added a little bit of darker. It looks the same as what it once was. Tilt slightly from left to right. But you can see why a draw is the preferred shot at TPC Scottsdale.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well, too bad. He gives one back. Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that area. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Looks like he just misread that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Just wearing out the center of the club face. Hasn't missed a shot. Hasn't missed a green in regulation all day long. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. And he makes it for par. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4-8.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Birdie try again here today. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Rounding out the front 9 with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a line. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep too, so judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No. Just a good putt, though. There's no 2 ways about that. He's putting well.
good putt. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
You can't hide the flag stick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
And he has it for birdie.